Welcome to Sunday Sensei Says number 33. My name is Jem Johnson, and the lesson of the day is that you never know who you are inspiring. By that I mean that we are always having effects on people. Nothing is ever neutral. There is no blank, there is no neutral in the universe. Everything either has a positive energy or a negative energy. So when you decide to do something positive, like you make a healthy change, you start exercising, it has to affect people. It's never neutral. People will either love you or hate you for it. They will be inspired or they'll be put off by it. Yeah? It can't be neutral. It has to have an effect. So the important thing for us to remember is that we shouldn't just exercise for ourselves. That's not a big enough drive for a lot of people. Most of us don't like ourselves enough to warrant exercising, right? So if we find a bigger drive, if we exercise for others, if we remember that no man is an island and we are like a village and we should do it for the sake of the village. This is really esoteric, I know. And it's really hard to measure, obviously, because there's no clear examples and we never see it. But I need you to imagine. I had a student at my karate dojo years ago, and I gave him a pull-up bar, yeah, like a wall-mounted, door-mounted pull-up bar. Now, I don't know the effect that that had. I don't know what ripple effects that will have in the future, yeah? My overactive imagination suggests that this boy's going to do lots of pull-ups, and then years later, maybe he'll get strong and become a personal trainer. Maybe he'll inspire someone. Maybe he'll, train an actor who will inspire a generation of young people to live healthier lifestyles. Wouldn't that be amazing? We just don't know. And this is the kind of thing I think about. This is the kind of thing that we need to focus on. Here's a real actionable one. I taught another client of mine, a karate student of mine, how to do pull-ups with resistance bands. And now she can do 7 unassisted pull-ups. All on her own. She did it because I set an example, and she trained in her own time. Had nothing to do with me forcing her to do anything. It was just something that she took on herself, because when you make an action and when you do something strong, it can inspire others. This is something to remember, yeah? When you get little glimpses of that, when you hear stories of people who are inspired by your words or your actions, you gotta hold on to that really tight. You gotta remember that in the dark times. You gotta squeeze hold of that, because this was written about Shigeru Kimura, who founded my style of karate. It said that a teacher affects eternity. One can never tell where his influence will end. It's a beautiful concept. So next time that you're in a situation where you don't want to exercise, right? You know you should, but you don't want to. Don't want to go for that run. Don't want to lift those weights. Even when it's really specific, don't want to do that last set. Don't want to do that particular workout. You know it's important, but it's not your favorite one, and you'd rather do something easier. Think about not yourself, but the people that you're influencing. One of the biggest drives you can have is to do it for someone else. Do it for your friends. Do it for your kids. Yeah? I have clients who have children, and they say that their biggest influence, the biggest reason to exercise is to set a good example for their kids. That is such a powerful drive. That is going to get you up and out of bed in winter, early in the morning, Got to wake up early to train, and it's hard to get out of bed. But if you can focus on someone else, something bigger than you, then it will help enormously. So, next time you're in that situation, I need you to remember that man is not an island, and you never know who you are inspiring. Focus on that and let it be an example to you when you are having a hard time training. It's worked for me, bet you it'll work for you. Good, done. Next. If you've enjoyed this episode of Sunday Sensei Says, please check out my website, www.theurbanjunglegym.com, or check us out on Facebook under Melbourne Fit Club.